Alright, so imagine your younger self discovering computer games back in the mid-2000s. That is pretty much my 4 or 5-year-old self when my parents showed me the MSN Gaming Zone, or MSN Games for short. While I was unable to play the online multiplayer counterparts of the service, they did provide web games and free trials you can play for like 30 minutes to an hour. So, if you wanted more playtime, you would have to send your money to Oberon Media to obtain the full version. Or do what I did and reinstall the game from other websites. Anyways, enter Kraisoft Entertainment, a small developer team founded in 1998 focused on creating small computer games of different genres and trends. They started off with their first game as an Asteroids clone called Trash Killer in 1999. In 2000, Kraisoft would follow up their series of games by releasing an Arkanoid clone titled Warkanoid. Kraisoft would then follow up with 2 sequels to Warkanoid, Vertigo Warkanoid 2 and 3 Storybook. After that, Kraisoft would set their attentions to action arcade games, starting off with developing a Space Invaders clone titled Atomators in 2002, a side-scrolling shoot-'em-up game called Astrobatics in 2003, and yet another Space Invaders clone titled Alien Sky in 2004. But in that same year, Kraisoft would set their sights on making an isometric top-down shooter titled After the End. Little is known about its development history, likely because it was only mentioned on the developer's website the day it was quietly released in December 8, 2004. Okay, future self here. So during the making of this video, I've appeared to have discovered something interesting according to the resource.tdf file. The tearing JPEGs inside suggest that the game was in development as early as late 2003. Anyways, back to the original video. However, there was an alternative Russian release in August 2005 by 1C Interactive, where you play as a female character and it's also titled Bloody Sunrise, according to the Google's translation. Now, getting a copy of this game to run nowadays is tricky. At one point, you get a black screen bug on levels, and some people have said that some levels cause a access violation error. I eventually fixed it by swapping exe files and resource.tdf file from the latest version of the game from the official website. If you want to purchase a copy legally, you're in luck, because it's possible since the developer's website is still around, for $19.95. I also suggest using a wrapper like DG Voodoo 2 for best results. I will also note that the game's MIDI soundtrack composed by Vakhtang Adamia is a banger to listen to. Here are some notable ones. Now if only those tracks get featured in a Doom mod or something. The story starts with your patrol cruiser receiving a mayday signal from a research base on a suburban planet known as Rydon 7. However, the dropship you're in gets shot down by unknown force that leaves you stranded in the suburban planet with no survivors but yourself. Now it is your goal to search for replacement parts to repair your dropship and get the fuck out of here. But that's not without killing mutants on your way out, of course. Right here, you begin your journey as an unnamed officer with shades, shooting down basic four-legged mutants with dual-wielded pistols that have infinite ammo. It is a pretty useful weapon for conserving ammo, but its relevance is lost once you obtain the shotgun very shortly. The shotgun is useful in two ways: shooting 2 to 3 mutants at once, or a full-blown shot which picks off the tougher enemies. If you ever played Painkiller, then you would be familiar with the firing sound it uses. It sure packs a punch, and that's why I like it so much. The freezer power-up fits really well in snow levels as it freezes the ground enemies and gives you the opportunity to finish them off. However, newly spawned enemies and avian mutants are not affected. The basic mutants and the avian mutants are considered low-tier enemies. Avians fly at moderate speed, but don't do much damage. However, they are still vulnerable against trains. Level 5 rough terrain is when you find the first replacement part, the power source unit. Now we go on to the next level. I probably forgot to mention that this game has some RPG elements thrown at it. This only applies to the campaign only, but once you level up, you can increase health and armor capacity, reload speed, ammo capacity, and even increase your experience gain to level up faster. Hi, monsters activity detected. No problem, I'll just grab the Chrono Moderator power-up. What it does is it slows down time, allowing you to outmaneuver the monsters. Rockets from the anti-human artillery are not affected. This means trains too, so be careful not to get ran over. We move on to claustrophobia. Hey look, it's dark in here. Looks like I got him. Oh fuck! Another power-up is the accelerator. Picking it up boosts your movement speed, plus walking on swamp water just slows you down without it, so remember to move with care. Level 11, Power Drop. It is where you go to an abandoned power plant to turn it back on because it appears to be functional. Also remember to activate the switch to give your enemies a good shock on the way out. This level also features the mines. These are the first items you pick up in the campaign. Simple really. Lay mines and hope a mutant steps in it. Level 12, Sneaking Death. A foggy swamp level. This is when we encounter the spider mutants. They are considered the mid-tier enemy because it moves pretty fast, making them a bit hard to kill. But it is slow when turning around. Level 13, Eastwind, is when you find the second replacement part, the control system. Just remember not to get run over by a train, you're welcome. Level 14, the Peak of Sorrow, might as well be titled, Oops, All Avian Mutants. Level 15, the Fast and the Dead. It's better to not think about what happened to all the people on this farm. I bet the officer is like, nobody kills my farmers and lives.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Get ready to enter an abandoned town because we're entering level 16, Lost City. There are no survivors here, but only monsters. Kill 120 of them in order for the town to be clean from aggression. I'm not so sure if this is what I call cleaning. Also, not to mention that in level 19 features a tractor where you can drive and run over mutants, but sadly I did not use it yet. We'll get to that later. Level 20, Electric Sun, has you enter a huge research complex where strange biogenetical experiments take place. This is also when you obtain the rocket launcher, so be sure to blow up the mutant generators while you're at it. This would be one of the weapons you'll most likely use because of how easy it is to master this weapon. Also, this level is when you start facing the humanoid axe mutants that try to slice you to death. They become top priority due to its high speed and deals high damage when up close. Once you're done killing the mutants, proceed to the teleporter exit. Level 21 in a tight corner sends you underground where there are various laboratories used for controlled mutation researches. Kill 110 monsters and remember to grab the panic emitter as it makes the mutants get scared shitless and run away. Well, except for the detonator mutants, which I'll get into later. But for now, there are spider mines you can use. Spider mines are considered an upgrade to the regular mines as they crawl to the nearest enemy before detonating. Useful for both offense and defense. Level 22, the Backyards of Horrors, has you waiting 90 more seconds because you have entered a high security room and the room got sealed. After you wait 90 seconds, the locks get released. Level 23, No Way Back. It basically means you need to activate a switch opening the gate to the deep levels transport elevator. Also, yay, more darkness. Also, keep in mind that stepping in lava and acid drains your health and not your armor, so watch your step. Level 26, the Circle of Shadows, is another level of— oh shit, a tractor! Oh man. Well, it was fun while it lasted. Guess I'll just utilize my spider mines while using the rocket launcher for the remainder of the time being, because this is another one of those levels where you have to wait a certain amount of time. You're finally out of the facility at last. But there's no time to admire the sunshine because 80 mutants are ready to ruin your day. Yeah, somebody's day's gonna be ruined, but it ain't going to be me. Level 28, Damon Abode. Nothing much aside from the summary saying that along the road coming by the small ranch, 100 monsters need to be erased from existence in order to continue. Also, watch out from the detonators because they start appearing in this level. The detonator mutants simply charge towards you and explode when up close. It is worth noting that, thanks to the splash damage, it can be a blessing in disguise as other mutants can get killed when they are near them too. And killing multiple detonators can create a chain reaction as well. They are one of the top tier enemies. Level 29, Hide and Survive. You're still on the road it seems, so 90 mutants need to be put down. And what I mean by that is, oops, all basic mutants. Level 30, Valley of Blood Tears. A lot of creatures are preventing your path leading to the railroad, so prepare yourself for another tractor montage. Well, that's it for that. But hey, we got ourselves the explosive beacon. Deploying these attracts the mutants to go after it before exploding. It is worth noting that even the bombers blow themselves up running towards it, which is kind of funny. This item is very useful for both offense and defense. Level 31, Monster Galore, gives you some good news. The third replacement parts is on the high-tech warehouses, so let's grab the fuel cell and move on to the next level. Level 32, Den of the Evil, takes place in the railway. And Jesus Christ, I nearly got run over by a train. Oh look, a Contaminator power-up. What this does is infect the mutants once they touch you. Even the basic mutants die shortly when they touch you. Level 33, oops, all basic mutants part 2. Level 34, Thirsty for Death, is a transition level to the ancient temples. However, the spawner mutants are guarding your path, so remember to take them down. This is when you obtain the plasma gun that shoots explosive plasma balls that travels fast and passes through walls. This weapon can be useful against spawners and detonator mutants. We enter the ancient temple, starting with level 35, Violent Wastelands. And oh looky, teleporters. Getting to the exit might be a little tricky though. Level 36 and level 37 indicates you have found the system of bioreplicators producing cloned entities. Destroy them to proceed. Level 38, they're getting closer, is where you need to kill 5 mutant leaders, but be careful as the anti-human artillery start appearing in this level. They shoot rockets at you because human bad, mutant good. Level 39, Slay or Be Slain is yet another Find the Switch to Proceed level. This is needed to reactivate the abandoned teleporter system. Level 40, the Temple of Sheol, as you killing 70 avian mutants and 4 leaders while also deactivating the force field sealing facility corridors. Level 41, Spider Queen, is when you find the 4th replacement part for your ship. You have to destroy 6 replicators first, and once that's done you'll receive the engine unit for your ship. Level 42, the Lightning Master, leads you out of the ancient temple by activating the switch to unlock the temple gates. That marks the end of Ancient Mutants. To learn more about mutant conspiracy, Level 43, Unrotten Ones. Now, before we drive, let's talk about the Neutron Bomb. This power-up unleashes a massive explosion, killing enemies in its blast radius. Pretty useful for overwhelming situations, I might say. Okay, back to driving. Level 44, Bloody Valley. Oh look, a Guardian bot. It essentially deploys a Guardian bot that follows you and fires plasma bullets at mutants. This is very useful for defense. We move on to the facility as documentation is found. The protagonist eventually discovers a big, horrendous, and mysterious experiment within the planet where mutants are being produced and spread out to kill inhabitants, and some that haven't been killed eventually became mutants themselves. Level 45, Deadly Maze. This is where you find the Blade Thrower. It basically shoots blades that bounce off of killed enemies and explodes either at a certain amount of hits or if it hits a wall or object. Level 46 demonstrates this very well. It is useful in maze levels due to the weapon's nature. They also work against the anti-human artillery. This level took a bit because you had to find some switches to unlock the force fields in order to proceed. Remember what I said about not to step in lava or acid? The mutants are really good at that, and then they get themselves killed, so prepare to lure them to your advantage. Especially for later modes, which we'll get to later. I would like to mention that I got soft locked in this level twice, so I guess kill the mutants slowly. Level 48, down to the Netherworld. We enter a chemical laboratory where 3rd generation mutants are researched. According to the papers, mutants are capable of producing primitive organisms by itself. Bombs away! Also taking that Guardian with me. This one is pretty short. Just kill summoners, blow up walls, and enter the teleporter. Alright, so we're now entering the lava levels. I also like the lava glowing in the dark in this level. Also, time to freeze enemies on a level because fuck logic. Level 52 is, oh look, a tractor! Level 53 takes a break from the lava theme because now it's time to introduce you to the zombies. They're the last enemies you encounter in this game. Zombies are slow and spongy and even more slow on environmental hazards. However, you're most likely gonna have to take them down one by one as they're not good at making hordes. Level 54 is when you're introduced to the flamethrower. It is useful against groups of weaker enemies. Keep in mind that tougher enemies need to be burned again. Combine this with double damage and chrono moderator, and you got a good weapon. However, ammo for it is hard to find, so use it wisely. Level 57 is when you also get introduced to the Shocker, another rare weapon that shocks enemies but is outclassed by the flamethrower. But it is good against weaker enemies, so shake the mouse while you're firing at it against humanoids and zombies. Level 58, another switch level. So let's activate them and see where we enter. And we're back to the surface, but no time to relax. There's more ass whooping to Level 60 is where you activate 2 switches to proceed, but remember not to get run over though. Feeling cornered? Just start flaming in circles. Level 61 is where we obtain the Sonic Cannon. It releases waves of energy that kills mutants at close range. It does outclass the final weapon we obtain, but we'll get to that in a moment. I'll say, this weapon is perfect for the campaign thanks to its reloading time reduction. Level 62, Slaughterhouse. It is a slaughterhouse, alright. Well, I might have just suffered my first death, folks. Level 63 is great against detonators due to spawning in tight spaces alongside with other mutants. So feel free to use the rocket launcher or plasma gun to create a chain reaction. Alright, we got ourselves the final weapon. A cannon that, well, shoots balls of depleted uranium that rolls over mutants. Although I wish it was able to bounce instead of exploding upon impact. I don't use this weapon often. Now it is time to utilize the Shocker in this level because we're facing zombies and humanoid mutants in this one. Level 67, In the Heart of Light, mentions that the Gamma Project sign on the gate suggests that you haven't seen the most terrible of local science's offsprings. Well, with the way I see it, they haven't seen my offspring yet. We are now advancing through the neuroprocessor laboratories as we enter level 68, Blood Calls. You are being tasked to take down spawners before proceeding to enter the high security corridors. Remember to activate the power plant so you can give your enemies a good shot. Level 70, the Great Maze. It is what it says it is. You go through a maze trying to find a switch that activates the exit door while having to fight more hordes of mutants. Level 71 says, warning, you're approaching the Project Revival facility. Wait, how many projects are these scientists doing? Beta Project, Gamma Project, and now Project Revival? Either way, the project's gonna flop once I'm finished with them. Remember to blow up the detonator mutants before entering the teleporters for good measure. Level 72, Legions of the Damned. Here this is, the source of all evil, the thing that were created to rewrite the rules of life, but wiped out the native life on this whole planet at the first opportunity. The self-supporting biomechanical factory manufacturing and refining mutated life forms full of anger and aggression. The central production chamber seems to be perfectly armored, but you may try to disrupt production cycles by destroying incubation chambers surrounding it. Okay, got it. Now let's make use of the Sentry machine guns. What they do is deploy an artillery that fires at mutants when up close. They deal great amounts of damage but can be easily overwhelmed, so it's best for defense. Also, one more item I forgot to mention is the support airstrikes. Using this makes bombs rain down in very wide range, almost covering the screen. This is practically useful for emergency purposes, and now it is time to end this factory. Also remember to make use of the Guardian bot if you have one, so you can fend off the mutants and artillery more easily. Once you fucked up the factory, it's time to get the fuck out of here. The battle is won, but the war isn't yet. You now have all the replacement units for your ship. If you are able to repair it, take off and report to your command. The troops will do the rest and wipe mutants off the planet. Take care and good luck on your last fight. Not only you got 73 levels in the campaign, but you got 40 more levels because the game has the firing range mode. This is because after you got the fuck out of the planet known as Rydon 7 and also reported it, it became the firing range for space commandos. You play as a recruit having to accomplish the whole firing range training cycle in order to be promoted the military rank. While the firing range is vaster and shorter than the campaign, it is more difficult due to relying on conserving ammo and patience. Also be sure to use the power-ups provided the best you can. You can also lure mutants to hazards to get a free kill, which is a good skill to learn and use. There is also the survival mode with 12 levels to choose from, if you want to challenge yourself on how much time you can last, or if you want to beat somebody's high score. The game did come with a leaderboard system known as the Worldwide Hall of Fame, but at the making of this video, it appears to no longer work anymore. Well anyways, that marks the end of this journey, so remember to... What the fuck was that? Oh, of course.